Hello everybody, this is PotterBrony. Welcome to another bad reaction of some MLP fan work. This time we have Pinkie Tales, the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Rariwo, from Magpie Pony. As always, the link in the description below. Be sure to support the official release over there. And let's just get started and see what they have in store for us this week. Alright, now, let's get the video started in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Pinkie Tales!
Yay!
Little pigs and the big bad Rariwo! Alright, Pound and Pumpkin, time for another story! This one's all about cute little animals. Once upon a time.
In a little farm on the outskirts of town, there lived a mother pig and her 3 little piglets.
I thought it was going to be the CMC.
The little piglets knew nothing of the outside world, though each of them wished to explore it. When they had come of age, they bade their mother farewell and ventured into the unknown. The youngest pig was called Rainbow Pig.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Is that really the best you can do? Rainbow Pig! I mean, obviously we know it's supposed to be upon a rainbow dash, but you could be a little more original, you know?
All right. How about Rain Swine Dash?
Nope.
Rainbow Hog?
Nope.
Piggy Dash?
Oh, no.
Well, how about you suggest something?
Me? Oh, I have no idea. It's a shame her name isn't easy to pun like mine is.
Oh, really? And what is your pig name? Pinkie
Piggy
Pig?
Pie.
Oh, silly. Oinky Pie.
Of course it is. Well, if you have no further suggestions, I guess that means Rainbow Pig will have to stay.
Wait, I got it. Swinebone Dash.
Swinebow Dash?
Ew, it sounds weird when you say it. Rainbow Pig it is.
Alright,
The
moving
youngest
on.
pig was called Rainbow Pig, and she longed for adventure. The middle pig was called Apple Hog, and she sought her fortune. The eldest pig was called Sparkle Swine, and she wanted knowledge.
What about me?
You're not in this story, Pinkie Pie.
Oinky Pie. And what do you mean I'm not in this story? I wasn't in the last one either. And my name is the perfect pun for a pig, and I'm pink just like pigs are. You have to let me in this story.
Pinkie,
Oinky.
Oinky, we're moving on with the story, and if you don't stop interrupting, I'm going to send you back to the bad Pinkie corner.
Not that. Anything but that.
Oh, the bad
Does this
Pinkie
mean
corner.
you're going to be quiet? Good. When the 3 little pigs
For
had traveled a great
minute or
distance
so.
into the forest, they grew weary and decided it was time to build their homes. Rainbow Pig was the first of the trio to spot the building materials she desired.
I'm going to build my house of cloud. Of that, I can be proud.
Cloud? Why cloud?
Do you really have to ask? It's such a simple task. I can't work all day. I want to play. There's a lot in this world to see.
Why are
I
you
travel here
rhyming?
because I want to be free. You two can spend your time as you please, but building my house is a breeze.
Did I just hear you rhyme? Do we have to do that all the time? Pony feathers, I did it too. Please
It
tell
just
me this
happens.
can't be true.
Rainbow Pig, don't fool around. Danger is sure to be abound. A big bad werewolf is near. If you see her, you must run in fear. She terrorizes the forest animals too. What if she happens upon you?
Wait a minute. I don't understand. How and when did you hear about this werewolf? We lived on a secluded farm and traveled this distance together.
Huh?
We don't know what you're saying. I'm afraid
Yeah.
it's very dismaying.
Oh, right. It has to be right.
Clever.
The wolf that
It's
you
cute.
spoke of sounds frightening, but how did you know that? I need some enlightening. Yeah, that rhymes.
Give it a rest, Sparkle Swine. You worry too much. I'll be fine. Do I even look like I'm scared? If that wolf comes, I'll be prepared. The house made of cloud is sure to last. Not to mention, I can make it really fast. You two can go on your way. I'm gonna finish first and play.
Rainbow Pig said, wandering away from her sisters to begin the building of her cloud house.
So
The
is
two
Apple
remaining
Pig gonna
pigs
make it out
walked
of
along
apples?
the path together, until they happened upon some apple trees.
There sure are a lot of apples in these stories. I know I'm from the apple family, but I'm not opposed to some change now and again. But that's not how the story goes, I suppose. Hey, Sparkle Swine, see those apples and sticks? I bet for a house they'd make a good mix. Maybe I should build my home here.
Yeah,
Then I
good
won't
enough.
have to live in fear, you know, of the wolf.
But Apple Hog, sticks alone won't provide you protection. I implore
Yeah,
you
of
to
course,
make a
Twilight
different
is the
selection.
smart one.
It may seem like a good idea now, but what if the wolf's on the prowl?
Well,
Don't
plus
you
you
know
make
what
'em out of
wolves
books.
like to eat? A plump little pig is their treat.
When
call 'em
I
plump.
was a wolf, I only ate apples. Huh. But maybe this one is different, like apples.
Rariwo terrorizes all that she sees and can trap her prey with such ease.
Where in the hay?
Yeah,
are you
Werewolf
getting
is
your
pretty
information?
terrifying.
It's like you're an all-knowing train station. I don't know. I can't rhyme for apple's sake.
I can see that I can't change your mind. My advice you have surely declined. I can only hope you'll be safe and sound, if the wolf ever comes around. If you need me, I'll be just down the way, busily working all day.
Sparkle Swine said, continuing along the path, searching for the right material to build a sturdy home.
That still
Oh,
doesn't
Pinkie's
answer
been
my
quiet for a
question.
while now.
If you don't, I'm gonna get indigestion. Wait, what?
Rainbow
good
Pig spent
enough.
a mere hour shaping her home from cloud. Everything from the sink to the bed was crafted in cloud material. Even the welcome mat that was too light to rest on the forest floor and hovered instead near the cloud door.
Did you do that on purpose?
Oh, there she is.
Do what on purpose?
You rhymed. Right there. Floor and door.
It was
She's
just
reading
a
the book.
coincidence, Pinkie.
Does
Yeah.
it spread? Am I gonna have to start rhyming all the time too? What if I can't think
Yes.
of anything that rhymes with gummy? Tummy. Yummy. Never mind, I can work with that.
There's plenty of stuff.
Applehog spent a little more time on the construction of her home. She gathered all the materials she needed from the forest floor and had built 4 walls with a roof from the twigs and sticks she found. She used the apples from these trees to hold the house together as a
So yeah,
base
twigs
and
and
as a
sticks.
foundation. Sparkle Swine had finally settled on brick and concrete paste for her home.
Oh,
And
never
though it
mind.
took the longest to build, she was sure it was going to be safe and sturdy against the wolf and any other kind of danger that would be lurking in the woods. A few days went by, and life seemed good for the 3 pig sisters. That was until the big, bad Rariwo had found them. She was
Okay.
passing through the wood and stopped with a gasp. She gazed in horror at the little cloud house before her.
This is terrible. Simply dreadful.
Werewolf cried, circling around the cloud cottage and becoming increasingly upset as she did so.
What in the very forest have I stumbled upon? Oh dear. Is
It's an eyesore, that's why she attacks. That makes sense.
house out of cloud. All of the fabulous things in this forest. Jewels, for example. She chose the unstable state of water as a gaseous formation. Absurd! Why is there a chimney? Good heavens! If she tried to cook something, the entire thing would rain. It's not even touching the ground. How is she even in there? She's a pig, not a pigeon. Is that supposed to be some kind of
Well, she's got
attempt at
wings.
architectural design? It's not symmetrical. What is that little tucked here supposed to be? It's just hanging out the side for no purpose at all. No. Not let
Yeah,
this
she doesn't
be.
have to rhyme.
I'm going to have a stern talking to the owner about this disaster she deems suitable living quarters.
Werewolf huffed to herself and tapped gently on the door. However,
So
when she
she's
did
evil
so,
because she's
her paw
pretty
went
much,
straight through the door instead.
Oh, for Celestia's sake!
What is it?
She growled, then composed herself, calling out
Like a
for Rainbow
homeowners
Pig.
association
Little
Person.
pig, might I come in?
where everything has to be
Werewolf's
perfect.
request startled Rainbow Pig, who had been sleeping on a little cloud bed inside. She peeked out the window and trembled when she saw the wolf.
The pig that you seek is no longer here. Maybe you can come back and try again next year.
Next year? Don't be ridiculous, darling. This atrocity must be dealt with immediately. I may be a wolf, but I have standards, you know. in case you haven't noticed, this isn't your stereotypical forest. I work very hard on keeping it fabulous and fairy tale themed. Now, seeing as you are a pig and so clearly lack the intelligence to create something that isn't sloppy, I'm willing to give you another chance. You can't help it, darling. It's genetic. Let me in and we can go over some
racist.
proper stereotypical forest homes. How do you feel about foreboding caves and large mystical-looking hollow trees?
You can't fool me. You're just a hungry beast. If I let you in here, you would just make me your feast.
You think I'm a beast?
All you wolves are the same. You're just a big pain.
Also
Lonesome
racist.
and fearsome, ugly, and vain.
Werewolf's eyes watered,
Oh,
and her lower lip
man.
quivered, until all at once she burst into tears and let out a loud, howling cry and a great gust of wind. The force of the howl shook the leaves on the
Interesting
trees
take on
and
it.
even caused the ground to quake. Rainbow Pig's cloud cottage was swept away, leaving nothing but the little pig herself, sitting in the open forest floor.
Where it's actually the wolf that was wronged.
You think I'm ugly? It's my mane, isn't it? It clashes with my fur. Oh, help me.
With each new howl, Rainbow Pig slid across the forest floor, trying in vain to resist the force of Werewolf's huffing and puffing.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a powerful
Rainbow Pig ran as
burst.
fast as her little pig legs were able toward her sister Applehog's house.
Come back here at once. Demand an apology.
Werewolf said, pursuing Rainbow Pig angrily. Rainbow Pig
It's
squealed
just
in
a
terror
misunderstanding.
and didn't stop until she reached the Apple Twig house. She knocked frantically at the door, saying,
Applehog, the wolf, she's behind me moving fast. Please let me in so I'll be safe from her at last.
Applehog hurriedly unlocked her door and let her sister inside. By the time Werewolf arrived, the door was already shut and locked. She growled out of breath and still somehow managed another gasp of horror.
What even is this?
Another ugly ass house,
This
huh?
house made of apples and twigs? How disgustingly uncouth! Those apples will rot and the walls will crumble. Not to mention it will attract all sorts of icky little creatures. And what is this?
Don't let
See
Fluttershy hear you say
trembling
that.
in there. Look, I could reach my paw in if you so desired. This is dreadful. Little pigs, I demand you allow me inside your
I just realized.
hut at once. Do
I
you
guess
hear
she's
me?
just.
Let's
Never
go
mind.
in.
No, thinking about it.
Not by the hair
She's
on
just
my
too
chin,
polite
chin, chin.
to,
Wait a moment. Are you saying there is hair on your chins? Oh, my Celestia.
Disgusting.
I need a fainting couch. Wolf Spike.
Yeah.
From somewhere unknown, a little wolf appeared, struggling, as he pulled with him a rather elaborate-looking couch to where Rariwo was standing. She positioned herself, then resumed her dramatic faint, sprawling her body on the couch with a paw to her head. The little wolf smiled
Nice.
and opened his mouth to speak, but Werewolf put a paw on his mouth to stop him.
No, no, dear. This is my scene and I refuse to share it. There are no lines for you here. Go away until I need you again.
The little wolf frowned and quietly disappeared back into the forest. From inside the twig house, Rainbow
Yeah, I
Pig
was
clung
thinking
to the back
before.
of Applehog's
Why does she
leg,
just not
shaking
walk
with fear.
through the door
Applehog,
at
on the other
Rainbow
hand, seemed
Pig's?
relaxed, if not a bit
house.
annoyed.
Well, excuse me, Miss
But then
Wolf.
she's
for
too
not
proper,
designing
that
my
would be
makeshift
rude.
home to your
She
specifications.
would like to be let in.
My specifications? Take a look around you, uncultured swine. How many homes do you see
Oh,
using apples
also
to hold
racist.
together their walls?
I think that means I get points for creativity. I don't need no big bad wolf telling me about apples.
What did you call me?
I called you exactly what you are. A big bad wolf.
Some kind of fat joke?
I think we know who has the bigger flank here.
Oh, you are
Wow.
Werewolf screamed, letting out a strong gust of breath as she did so. The twig hut swayed, and some of the apples holding it together came loose.
Oh no, not again. She did this to me. Soon this apple heart will be nothing but debris.
no pig calls me fat.
Werewolf declared with another breathy wind. Applehog and Rainbow Pig screamed, as the apple twig house was blown to pieces.
Yeah, she got a
Standing
powerful
in front of
voice.
the frightened pair, Rariwo's mane was in tatters, as was her fur and tail. The rage clearly stamped on her face, and there was a certain glint of danger in her eyes.
I think it's best we run now.
What do we do?
Yeah, probably for the
I
best.
can't understand you.
But you can understand her just fine without a freaking rhyme. Take a hint, make a sprint. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Applehog and Rainbow Pig hurried along the path towards
That's a good
Sparkle
point.
Swine's brick house. They knocked frantically at her door, begging to be let inside.
Sparkle Swine, let us in. There's a mad wolf on the loose. If you don't hurry up, she'll get in our caboose.
A mad wolf, you say? Quick, get inside. I have just the place where you two can hide.
Sparkle Swine said, ushering her sisters inside before Rariwolf could reach them. Unlike before, Rariwolf was not hot on their trail. Instead, she was lounging on her fainting couch, while Little Wolf struggled to pull her along the dirt path to the third pig's house.
Be
Once
better
they
if he
had
had some
arrived,
wheels.
She patted the little wolf on the head and cut him off before he could say a word.
Naturally.
Yes, you are wonderful to help me. Now perhaps you could be so kind to fetch me an oatmeal shake.
Little Wolf smiled and nodded, disappearing again out of sight.
It's never gonna happen,
What
little wolf.
architectural work must I endure this time?
Werewolf said, inspecting the brick house curiously. She blinked a few times and wandered around the house, taking in all its little details.
Proper foundation, solid walls, appropriately placed windows. Ooh, this is an improvement after all. I simply love the little window boxes. The bird feeder is a nice touch. The roof shingles are laid properly. The chimney looks clean and appropriately sized. I love the white trim on the windowsills. Everything is perfectly aligned. I've never seen such attention to detail. Oh my, yes, this is a wonderful house. It's a shame it's not stereotypically fairy tale designed, so it's going to have to go. Pity.
Of course.
Werewolf approached the door of the brick house and knocked lightly.
It's a nice house in other places, but not in fairy tale land.
But please do not talk about unsightly chin hair.
Away with you, wolf! You have no place here. We will not run away in fear. This brick dwelling I made was built to be strong. I think it's best that you move along.
Listen here, little piglet. I am not going to play games. I demand and deserve apologies from your two rude swine siblings for the brutish behavior. Now, I can appreciate this charming little house you have built, but it simply does not fit the theme of the forest, now does it? Either you let me in or I will huff and puff and float away!
You should apologize to us. They're the one who is making the fuss and destroyed our homes and drove us inside. No matter what you say, we're just going to hide.
Werewolf growled, knowing she couldn't change their minds.
Yeah.
She didn't want to do things the hard way, but these unreasonable pigs weren't
why would she?
cooperating. Werewolf sucked in a breath and then let it all loose as a great howling whine.
Do you think it's easy being a fashion-conscious wolf? No! And no matter what I try, I can't seem to match anything properly with my fur, not to mention the fact that it's up to me to make sure everything
That is a strong house. Everything else is shaking but that.
before you, little pigs, cut it at the forest, your bad taste and your ridiculous roar!
At least I'm not the only one who doesn't get the rhyming.
Rariwolf was starting to run out of breath. She panted and stared unbelievingly at the brick house, which remained strong and unmoved.
Your huffing and puffing will get you nowhere. This brick cannot topple. I build it with care. Take your bad deeds and villainous ways and leave us alone for the rest of our days.
Villainous ways? What are you talking about? I've never harmed a creature in my life.
Don't listen to her. She's totally gobbled up
Pinkie.
millions of creatures.
Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie, I know you're in there. Pinkie Pie?
You don't see anything.
Oinkie Pie?
Yes?
What are you doing? Have you been the one telling them stories about Rariwolf?
Maybe.
But none of them are true. Do you realize what you've been doing?
Just making problems.
What kind of story is the three little pigs and the nice wolf? That's not entertaining. I'm just making things a little more...
Stories have to have conflict.
What? But Now the pigs hate her, and 2 of the houses have been destroyed. How is that fun?
I've read the story. I know how this goes. Now comes the part where she climbs down the chimney and burns her flank in the boiling water and runs off, never to be seen again.
Not anymore, she doesn't. I'm very disappointed in you, Pink... Oinky Pie. I think it's time you learned your lesson in spreading lies about some pony else. Sparkle Swine turned to their new acquaintance, Oinky Pie, and gave her a stern glare.
Oinky Pie, what you've done is terribly rude. I think it's been you who started this feud. You told me your lies until
Oh, it sounds all stilted now.
I must say this makes me terribly peeved.
Wait, are you saying it's been Pink
Well, that's stilted.
Oinky Pie that started this mess? Why doesn't
Just
this
forced.
surprise me?
Lies? What lies? You're saying it's not true? All those terrible things you said the wolf can do?
You see, I'm just trying to make the story more fun, you know? It's not fun at all if the wolf is nice all the time.
Oh, maybe not
Don't you
fun,
think maybe
but
we should apologize
it's
to
more
Rariwo?
interesting.
Huh?
Oh, come on! You can understand Rariwo and Uncle Pie when they don't rhyme, but not me!
While the pig squabbled inside, Rariwo fell back on her fainting couch, trying to catch her breath after her failed
I'm
attempt
sorry,
to
but you
reach
just
the
don't
brick
make
wall.
any sense.
She was surprised when the
Apple
door
pig.
suddenly flung open,
This one,
and
whatever.
a pig she didn't recognize was launched out, soaring through the sky before crash landing in a tree nearby.
Pigs can fly.
Well, that was unexpected.
Werewolf, it seems we may have been wrong. We've just learned that we've been deceived all along. Some pig had told lies to make you sound scary, and come to find out you're simply ordinary.
I'm what?
What she
Oh,
means
that's
is we heard
offensive.
some bad
She's
things
not
about you
just
from
ordinary.
some pig we didn't know, and come to find out that they weren't all that true. What rhymes with no? Let's see, go, slow, grow.
Can we start over? Let's try this once more. Please do come inside, we humbly implore.
So after a long afternoon of apologies and planning,
There's some good
Werewolf and the
rhymes.
3 pigs finally came to an understanding with each other. An agreement was reached that satisfied both the pigs' needs for shelter and the wolf's preference for properly themed property. The 3 little pigs learned not to trust the word of a stranger, especially one as bubbly and out of place as Oinky Pie. Rariwo learned
Good advice.
nothing. Her assumption that pigs are gullible and unreasonable proved once again to be true. We can all thank Oinky for that one. And they all lived happily
Yeah, but they
ever
turned out
after.
reasonable in the end.
Except for Oinky, who's still grounded in the bad Oinky corner.
But the story's over.
Why can't I leave the corner?
Oinky,
No.
I don't care. You're staying in the corner. Oinky, no. Oinky, you know what? Screw it. Pinkie, no. Pinkie, you're staying in that corner. Pinkie!
Good luck with that.
The end. Aw, aren't they so cute? Good night, Pound and Pumpkin. And I hope to see you all next time for some more Pinkie Tales.
Alright, so that was 3 little pigs and the big rat and the big bad werewolf. Blah. Interesting take on it. Apple hug. Okay. There's... Next time is Cindershy. Looking forward to that. I like some Fluttershy. Alright, so... I honest to God thought this was going to be a CMC thing with Rariwo. Now, when did this come out, and was it before Rarity and Sweetie Belle did all the dress up for all the pictures in that one episode? Crap, what was it? Shit, I can't think of the name off the top of my head. She's afraid. that she's losing her little sister. She's growing up too fast and wants to recapture what it used to be like. Didn't she dress up as like a wolf at one point? Did that come after this or before? I don't know. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm going to end this one here. Until next time. Take care.